Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. Hey, OP, there's too many other places to get your hair cut with your children without the drama and possible danger to prove a point. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. You have to pay at this machine. It legitimately pains me to write this one because I love this barbershop, my barbershop. I go here all the time along with my sons. Always great haircuts, always. Today's malicious compliance has to do with trying to simply pay the bill. One gentleman gave me my recently updated cable from Deadpool 2 undercut. Great as usual. My son got his crazy 16-year-old cut. His cut took a lot longer. Like 3 more people got their cut than mine, so I waited until both of us were done to pay. Then it was time to pay as my son walked toward me. I checked his cutout with cash in hand as I heard the man yelling, "Sir, sir, hey, you need to effing pay." Okay. I started to walk towards him with my clearly visible cash, but he wasn't looking at me. He said, "You can't not pay. You come over here and pay right now." I tried handing him cash. He slapped it out of my hand. Like a salt slapped my hand so hard 2 of the bills fell out. Then he said, "You need to pay at this machine," slapping his hand hard on the machine. I was pissed at this point and embarrassed because I could feel the awkwardness in the air. Enter malicious compliance. I was livid. According to a forgotten comedian, that's 4 degrees past pissed. I decided, hands still stinging, I'm choosing today to stick up for myself. I slapped my money the way he slapped my hand directly on his machine. I kept picking the machine up, scanner, to look for a hole to put my cash into. I tried flattening it, bending it, folding it, whatever it took to shove this money into the machine. I really hammed it up, a la O.J. Simpson sticking his tongue out trying to put a glove on. Then it finally happened. The man finally lost his mind. "Why didn't you tell me it was cash? Why? Why?" I could have argued. I just stood there staring, knowing he'd spin himself into a tizzy. He totally did, but not in the way I could have expected. He ripped my money, threw it in the air, yelled, and walked away, pushing Barber's chairs that other people were sitting in. Everyone was yelling back at him. It would have been more entertaining if I wasn't worried this dude was going to end up in handcuffs by day's end. I didn't stay around to find out. And yeah, both barbers got an $8 tip. They have to sweep it up now, though. To those who will most assuredly ask, I've decided not to press charges as of yet. I really have no intention of doing so. I really have no idea if I'm going back. Maybe I'll make a joke of it, waving my cash in the air upon entry. The other barbers there didn't really seem to react in a way that indicated this was anything new. Update. How the turntables. So I go back and forth about what to do because we've been coming to this barber exclusively for the last 8 months or so, minus an occasional touch-up here and there at Great Clips. I know. I decided to call and, well, I don't know what I was going to say or even start. Luckily, I didn't have to say much. As soon as the barber answered, not the angry one, he was all apologies, profusely apologizing. Ever since Oma passed, our father had not been the same, and we've talked about this with him. He added a bunch of other age-related excuses that garnered my sympathy and made me look at things in a new light. Well, the light's been shining the whole time. I just had my eyes opened, I suppose. I should have seen the clues. He took 5 times as long, easily as everybody else. They have his chair way back in the corner, away from the front window. There were signs I clearly ignored. Being an aged individual myself, I didn't want to pigeonhole this guy based on his salt and pepper hair, but I should have taken a step back instead of clapping back at a 60-plus-year-old. I'm definitely chalking this one up as a mulligan. For both of us. I get you don't want to press charges. I wouldn't either for this. But when he asked you why you didn't tell him it was cash, I would have told him something along the lines of, "I tried to before you decided on criminal assault," just to scare him and be more of a smart butt. And our second story. "No, Karen, I won't wash your car." This happened 3 years ago, and I still don't know what Karen was thinking, but working in retail for close to 20 years, I'm not shocked. Cast. Me, OP, Karen, Karen, neighbor guy, Mark, guy who owns lodge, Paul. Okay, setting. It's a hot and sunny Thursday afternoon, and I wrapped up work since I work very early mornings on Thursdays and get the afternoons off. I decided to wash my car since it got covered in dust from gravel roads and being surrounded by lakes. The front gets covered in bugs. Gross, I know. So I break out my equipment, power washer, foam blaster, buckets, new car soap, speaker to listen to music, and a little cooler with refreshments. I just finished spraying my car to spray soap on to clean when my neighbor who was also washing his Escalade waved me over. Mark, hey OP, can I ask you for some help? Me, sure, what's up? Mark, can you blast that dirt off the bottom for me? The missus took the car out and somehow this happened. I took a quick look. It's got some mud pretty good caked on, but not impossible to get off. Me, sure, this'll take just a couple minutes. So I brought my pressure washer over, turned it on, and started spraying the dirt off while rocking out to Nickelback. Only took maybe 3-4 minutes and I got it off. NG. Hey, those things work great cleaning. I need to invest in one. Thanks, OP. Me. Sure thing, Mark. Happy to help. So I wrapped up and resumed my car washing while enjoying Nickelback's album, Dark Horse, when a dirty Lincoln stops behind my car and the lady's waving me over. Now, I should explain I live at the end of the road. We don't have anything people would drive to unless you're visiting someone, and the main road is close to 8 blocks away. So yeah, not many cars drive by my house. Anyway, I walked up to the lady's car to see what she wants. Maybe she's lost or can't find someone's house. Nope, I was wrong. Here's the conversation. Me. Yes, can I help you, ma'am? Karen. Yes, since you just finished, can you wash my car also? And I'd like the seats and carpets cleaned as well. Me, confused for a minute. What? Karen. Didn't you hear what I said? I'd like my car cleaned. I just got this and already it's got dirt and bugs on it. Me. Sorry, but no, I'm not going to. But there's a couple of car washes down Main Street, and I think the shops offer it too. Karen, who clearly never was told no, looks at me and goes, why would I do that? You have everything to do it here. Just do it. You washed that guy's car, now do the same for me. And make sure to use wax as well. Me. No, I didn't wash his car. I just quickly helped him get the dirt off. I'm only washing my car. Karen. What did you say? Fine. How much for a wash? Me. What? Karen. What can't you hear? I said how much? Me. Lady, I don't know who you are, and frankly, I don't care. I'm only washing my car. If you need your car washed, go downtown. Karen. What? Honestly, what's wrong with you kids today? You don't want to work and get money? This is ridiculous. She did go into a little tirade that I won't get into, but she then gassed it down towards Main Street. I looked at my neighbor, we both shook our heads and resumed what we were doing. About 3 hours later, I was busy playing Call of Duty MW2 when someone rang my doorbell. I stopped, COD, and went to see who it was, and I opened the door and see a guy standing there. Paul. Hi, I'm the guy who owns the lodge. Did a lady ask you if you can wash her car? Me. Yeah, some lady did and acted like a toddler when I said no. Why? Paul. That lady was complaining that the guy over here was rude and didn't want to help her. If you see her, just ignore her. I'm not going to let them stay here anymore. The husband is nice, but she's a piece of work. Me. Okay. But just out of curiosity, there's a lodge over there? Paul laughs and says, yeah, we only do it over the summer and about 3 weeks during the winter. So on one day, I learned Karens can come at you anywhere and anytime, and I live about 2 blocks from a lodge. A very interesting day. Spraying your power washer in the open window after you said no and she continued acting like a harpy would have been fully acceptable, OP. And our last story, HOA Karen built a house on my land. In a quaint city that had once sprawled its urban fingers into the lush farmlands of yesteryears, there stood a piece of land rich in history and heritage. This land, a vestige of a pastoral era, was bequeathed to Zeb, from a lineage that traced back to a hard-working European immigrant, his great-great-grandfather. Over generations, the family farm had seen the encroachment of modernity. Yet a significant portion remained safeguarded by Zeb, who cherished the legacy and the apple trees that whispered tales of his ancestors. It was a land blessed by God when one morning I didn't hear, "Effing mouth wife, we effing now are going to live in this effing butt of world with effing rednecks around my congratulations." And Karen's squeaky, squeaky voice, "Shut the F, a-hole, you're pointing the whole moment." This is how I saw my new neighbors for the first time. Adjacent to Zeb's land, a new neighbor arrived, bringing with him the ambitions of the burgeoning homeowners association next door. However, unbeknownst to Zeb, his neighbor's architectural dreams would soon trespass beyond the bounds of neighborly decency and into the very heart of Zeb's heritage. All this was complemented by the constant screams of Karen and her husband like animals at night. Zeb, an avid traveler, had embarked on 5 months, leaving behind the tranquility of his land. During his absence, his new neighbor, driven by either folly or audacity, erected a lavish abode, not on his own parcel, but squarely within the serene clearings of Zeb's land. This audacious act went unnoticed by Zeb, who seldom felt the need to patrol his own legacy. Upon his return, Zeb was met with an inconceivable sight. The neighbor's house, imposing and alien, stood brazenly on his property with a calm born of his lineage. Zeb sought the expertise of legal counsel and surveyors, confirming the encroachment without a shadow of a doubt. Intent on resolving the matter with grace, Zeb approached his neighbor, offering a chance for redemption through the sale of the land. "I'm calling the police and telling you we're breaking into our house if you don't get off my lawn in seconds." Yet the encounter unveiled the neighbor's true disposition, marked by arrogance and hostility, shattering any hope for a peaceful resolution. The neighbor's defiance escalated to threats of legal action against Zeb, a ludicrous twist to an already bewildering situation. The neighbor's wife, too, mirrored this hostility, leaving Zeb and his partner in a mire of disbelief as they departed the contested grounds. With patience frayed and goodwill exhausted, Zeb was compelled to invoke the law's might, demanding the demolition of the intrusive structure or its surrender, relinquishing the house to Zeb. And when Karen and her husband were moving out, she screamed, "I will divorce you, mother effer, and I'll take the rest of your money." Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.